Good morning, everyone. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International. P.I.L.L stands for prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. When you understand these four banking principles, then you begin to understand how lending and borrowing and paying back money actually works. And you can cut your interest cost by 75%, therefore borrowing money at a discount and paying a lot less interest to buy your house, to buy your car, to buy your education. You don't have to pay all of that interest. So we're going to get started today. And today we're learning the secret to P.I.L.L Method's 7-year mortgage payoff. The secret to 7 years mortgage payoff. And I want to say good morning to everybody here that is watching, that are watching us online. Good morning to you. So let's go ahead and put your comments in the comment section. I'm going to write it in here. Good morning to you. All right. And let us know where you're watching us from if you're online. All right. Good morning to you. And good morning to those of you on Clubhouse as well. I'm putting that in the chat. Good morning. Tell us where you are from, or at least listen, come to the stage. Come to the stage. Good morning to you. Put a little sunshine in there for you guys. All right. So I got Husan in here because Husan has been in here before. Why don't you come on up to the stage, man? You don't have to say much. I know you're busy, but listen, Valerie, Megala, listen, come to the stage. And if you're going to be in here to listen, if you come to the stage, do you know that as soon as you hit the stage, that invites more people in? You don't have to do anything. All right. But Husan says, good morning. Good morning. All right. From L.A. Ooh, L.A. Lord have mercy. You're up early. Come on, man. Shoot, you know you got to say something. I'm glad to see you in here this early in the morning. Husan, what's up?
Hey, good morning, man. Getting my morning steps in before the city wakes up.
I hear you. I hear you, man. That is so good. So listen, who else we got here? Good morning. This is Megalo. Come on, you come up to the stage too. Come on, raise your hand. I need as many people on the stage as possible. And listen, I don't care if everybody comes up. I want everyone. If you're on Clubhouse, come up to the stage. I have a person here from New York City. All right, that's watching us on YouTube. Listen, M. Bolin, I know who you are. Come on now. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Listen, I heard good news about you last night. Okay. I just need you to know that I know that you had a good session. Okay. I just need you to know that, Ms. Bolin. All right. So good. I'm glad to see you in here. And Ian Pedley is in here. And you know, he's not going to tell you, but he's from Australia. So he's saying good morning. All right, listen, I got one person on the stage. I need more people to come up to the stage. Raise your hand. Come on up to the stage. You don't have to talk. Just by sitting here, it's going to be good. Can I get 2 or 3 more people to raise their hand and come to the stage, please, on Clubhouse? 2 or 3 more? Come on. It's not going to hurt you. There you go. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Invite them up to speak. There you go. Come on up to the stage. All right. Bring that person up too. All right. There you go. And all right. Not right now. That's okay. All right. And let me see. Bring this person up. Invite to speak. Come on up. All right. Oh, says not yet. Listen, you don't have to say anything. You can just sit on the stage. By sitting on the stage, you help to bring more people in. All right. Can we get you to do that? All right. Come on up. All right. All right. Come on up. Sit on the stage and you don't have to say anything. All right. If you do want to say good morning, flash your mic. All right. If you do want to say good morning, Syed, flash your mic. All right. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir. Good morning to everyone. Good. How are you doing?
Excellent, man. Excellent. Good to have you in here. All right. We're going to be talking about the secret to a 7-year mortgage payoff this morning. Did you have anything else you wanted to ask or share this morning?
Just here listening and learning, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. So anybody else that wants to come to the stage and listen, if you're watching us online and you want to know who I'm talking to, I'm talking to the people on the audio app Clubhouse. So if you don't have Clubhouse, download Clubhouse and look for Pill Method or ICE, all right? Or Don Daniel or ICE or Pill Method, and you'll be able to talk to us. Pretty soon, we're going to set it up so that you can enter into our room here online so that you could talk with us online as well. So we're going to be doing that fairly soon. All right, so we got Ian Pedley here from Australia. Good morning to you and anybody else that's watching us. Listen, I'm going to jump right in. All right. And I'm going to put something on the screen. If you all want to see what we're doing, all right, you want to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube so you can see what it is that we're doing. All right. So let's go ahead and put that on the screen. I'm going to put my link to this live in the chat. Okay. I'm going to put my link to this live in the chat. All right. We're going to share this, copy it, and put it in the chat. All right. Good morning to you, Limon from Mr. Johnson from Colorado. There we go. I'm going to paste that in there. All right. That's our link to the live here on YouTube. When you come to YouTube, all you got to do is subscribe, like some of the videos, and make some comments. Okay, make some comments. All right, very good. All right, so here I want to put something on the screen. I'll put something on the screen that is I was going to say $1 billion idea. This is $1 trillion idea that the banks had. $1 trillion idea. And I'm getting ready to show you the first and most important secret to paying off mortgages in 7 years. All right. Now, most people, they give you all of this stuff and leave that secret to the end. No, I'm giving it to you up front. But there's a important piece you need to know first. So let me go ahead and put this on the screen so you all can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So we're going to add that right there. That's what we're talking about. And if you don't know what that is, if you want to zoom in on that, what you're going to find out is that's a check register. A check register. The $1 trillion idea that the banks had was to get rid of check registers. How many people here, number one, still write checks? All right. And if you write checks, do you have a check register? How many people still use a check register? Put a number 7 in the chat if you're using a check register. If you don't use a check register, put a number 9. If you use one, put a number 7. If you don't use a check register, put a number 9. This is so important. All right. Okay, there's a 9. I don't use a check register. Anybody? So a check register is when you write a check, you log it into your register. All right. All right. So we have some more comments here. Ian Pedley says number 9. Okay, listen, this is $1 trillion idea from the banks. Okay. For you to be able to manage your money is key to getting out of debt. He says, Husan says, what is that? Oh my gosh. Okay. Now listen, when I first started managing my own money, one of the first things I did was open up, and Bolin says number 9. Don't use a check register. I would get into, I got a bank account. I got my savings account and I got my little passbook. Oh, I was so proud of that. And then I got a checking account and my little checkbook. And in my little checkbook was a check register. And I would put in there how much money I have in my checking account. All right. And then when I have my money in my checking account, then I would write a check. And then I would write in how much that check was, and I would subtract it from the total amount that I have in the bank. So I would always know how much money I have in the bank. Okay. Do you know that a major source of income for banks, overdraft charges, $35 to $40 a pop, overdraft charges. And they do a lot of things to make sure that they make a lot of money in overdraft charges. Good morning, Sharon M. Jones. Sharon M. Jones says, good morning. I got to put that on the screen. Listen, she's watching us on YouTube. Folks, here's what I need you to know. Here's what I need you to know. When we got rid of check registers is when we lost track of our money. Do you know how many people I talk to that they don't even know how much money they make? Why? Because they don't look at it anymore. It is direct deposited in the bank. All they know is I got my deposit. That's how much they know. They know they got their deposit, and they have electronic banking. They pay their bills with a credit or debit card online, or they have it automatically withdrawn from their checking account. And then when we go to the store or when we go out to spend money, we use a debit card. If we're spending money from our bank account, we use a debit card. We don't use a check register. And when you use a debit card, you don't pay attention to how much money you have in your bank. Let me show you. Can I tell you something else that has been devastating to our financial well-being? Text messaging and email. How many of you would have set it up so that you get an alert when your checking account moves below a certain amount? How many get an alert when your checking account is below a certain amount of money? Put a number 5 in the chat if you have that. Put a number 5 in the chat if you get an alert when your checking account goes below a certain amount. Jovette said, yeah. Do you realize that even though it's convenient, what happens is we lose track of how much money we're spending? And when it feels like paycheck to paycheck, when in actuality, most people who are living paycheck to paycheck really are not. What did he just say? It feels like paycheck to paycheck, but it really isn't. Here's what I mean. How much money do you make? And how much does it cost to maintain your lifestyle? All right. How much does it cost to pay your bills? What are your bills for the month? I got food, I got electricity, I got insurance, I got cable, I got cell phone, I got church or charity. I spend a little bit of money on myself so I can have, a little enjoyment in life. So I know I'm spending money throughout the month. But do you know most people, not even accountants, counting their own money, have an idea of how much it really costs them to live? And therefore, it feels like paycheck to paycheck. Now, I've told this story before, but one of the questions that we ask our clients is, how much discretionary income do you have? Meaning, how much money do you have left over after all the bills are paid? Okay. And most people give a guess. They really don't know, and they're guessing at it. 99% of our customers, 99% of our clients underestimate how much money they have left over after paying their bills. Underestimated by a lot. And this one lady said, what if you don't have any money left over? So I asked her a couple of questions. I said, do you make enough money to pay your bills every month? She said, well, yeah. I said, do you ever have to dip into your savings to pay bills during the month? She said, no. I said, did you ever have to use a credit card to pay your bills because you don't have enough money this month to pay bills? She says, never. I said, then you do have money left over. You just don't know how much. So we sent her a budget sheet whereby she was able to write in how much money she was making and give her an idea of the money she's spending. So she filled out the budget sheet. She put in everything that she's spending each month just to pay the bills. Okay. But it took her a while to get that back to us. And then when she finally got it back to us, I said, why did it take you so long to get this back to me? She said, because I had to fill it out 3 times. I said, fill it out 3 times. I said, why is that? She says, every time I did it, it showed that I had $2,000 left over after all my bills are paid. $2,000 left over after the bills are paid. She had no idea how much money she really had. And with that $2,000 left over, all right, we can do, listen, you can, when you find that out, you can do a ton. The key, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I just said all of that to say this. The key, the very first thing that you need to do is to make sure you're tracking your income and your expenses. A budget means tracking your expenditures and your income. It doesn't mean telling you what you cannot do. It doesn't mean that. So the first thing that the P.I.L.L method does is manage your money. It is one of the best money managers out there. Okay? One of the best. And the reason why it's one of the best, if not the best, is because our program gives you prompts. So as you're paying your bills, you got money in your checking account, and however you pay your bills, whether you're writing checks or have the money automatically withdrawn from your account, or you set it up so that your bill pay at your bank pays your bills, no matter how you set up paying your bills, okay? Money goes out from your bank account and it gets subtracted from how much you actually have, right? When the P.I.L.L method opportunity cost calculator, that is our AI system that tracks your income and your outgo, okay? When our program sees that you have money in your bank account that you don't need for anything else, our program asks you to put that money in your savings account because it has already done the math. All right. And part of managing your finances is moving that money from your checking account into your savings account. And psychologically, you feel as if you are running out of money, and you're going to start asking yourself before you start purchasing something that's outside of the bills. Psychologically, you ask yourself, is this a need to or a want to? Is this a need to or a want to? What you're going to figure out is I am going to be able to, number one, pay my bills. Number two, I'm going to put in my budget. Okay, listen to this now. This is something that Mr. Ramsey needs to learn. Okay, we're going to put into our budget how much money we want to spend on our family, on creating memories, on having a little fun. I'm telling you, who wants to work all the time and feel as if I am working just to pay bills? Listen, anybody on the stage, if you want to tap in on this conversation, please do. You don't have to just listen to me. Has anybody got anything to say about what we've talked about so far? All right. If so, jump in. If you're new to the stage here on Clubhouse and you want to come to the stage and get in on this conversation, please raise your hand. I love talking to individuals. Raise your hand, come to the stage. I'll invite you up and we'll enter into the conversation. All right. If you're online watching us, start inviting people in, because we're going to be telling you certain things that you need to know. This I've got on here is a check register that I have on the screen right now. This is the very key to financial wealth right here. To building your wealth. The very first thing is manage your money. Managing your money. So what happens when you manage your money and you can put into your program how much money you're making and how much money you're spending? Then you can get into understanding the 4 pillars of the P.I.L.L method: prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. But you can't even begin to deal with those 4 things unless you have a grip on how much money you're making and how much money you're spending. Psychologically, if you put into your budget how much money you want to spend on you and your family, do you know something funny actually happens when you do that? Let's just say you put in that you can well afford to spend $500 on yourself every single month and still be able to manage your debt and manage everything well. Okay? $500. When you write that number down and put it into your budget, and every time you spend money on yourself, you subtract from that amount. Do you know what a lot of my clients end up telling me? They find it hard to spend all $500. Yeah. Do you know what causes overspending? Are you ready to hear it? What causes you to overspend is this one thing. Hey, Sale. All right. This one thing. Here's what causes it. Telling yourself you can't spend money. Because you can do it for 1 month, maybe 2, maybe even 3. But when you tell yourself you're not going to spend any money on yourself, eventually, that works against you and you go out and spend way more. You go on a binge to satisfy that need that I'm working all the time and I deserve to spend some money on me. So you go out and spend more than you need to when you tell yourself, I can't spend. Listen, if I'm telling the truth this morning, ladies and gentlemen, put something in the chat. Put a number 1 in the chat if I'm telling your story by saying, listen, if I tell myself enough times that I can't spend, eventually I overspend. Do you find that to be the case? Husan says, oh man, he says several ones. To counteract that, ladies and gentlemen, all you have to do is put into your budget how much you can spend for yourself. And you feel good about it. When that money is gone for the month, even if you do spend it all, when that money is gone, you're okay. And guess what? Sometimes when you put in for that $500 to spend on yourself and you spend it all in the month, to buy anything else that month, you're going to ask yourself, do I really need this or do I just want it? Do I really need it or I just want it? And guess what? You may need that. Okay? You may need that. Okay. Megalo says, I can't change my habits to spend my money. I don't know what that means, Megalo. You can't change your habits. Can you come to the stage and talk to me about that? I'm not quite sure what you mean. All right. And if you're at work, I do understand. But if you're not, I would love for you to explain that to us this morning. I'm going to invite you to speak one more time. All right. All right. Come up to the stage. Let's see if we can get you to talk to us about that. Or you can write it in and help us to understand. I can't change my habits to spend my money. Okay. It says I can't change. Does that mean you don't want to change or you find it difficult to change? Okay. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes we just need help. Sometimes you need help. You know, that's why some people hire a trainer when they go to the gym. If I go to the gym, if I hire a trainer, I am more likely to work out and I'm more likely to work out in the right way. But what if you had a trainer Good morning, Michelle Nettles. Good morning to you. All right. What if you had a trainer that came by your house in the morning, picked you up, took you to the gym, made sure that you worked out correctly, and then brought you back home? All right. Would that be helpful to you? Would you think if I wanted to go to the gym, would you think that would be helpful if somebody actually picked you up, gave you a workout that you could follow, when it was all done, brought you back home? Now you have an accountability partner to work with you in the thing that you want to do. Sometimes wanting to do something is not enough. Wanting to do it is not enough. Sometimes you need a little bit of help. So here's what I'm going to talk to you about this morning. Okay. The key to getting out of debt is money management, optimized money management. So optimized money management means this: I want to get the most out of my money. I want my money that I'm working for to do the most for me. I don't want to waste anything. Okay. I love getting, I go to Kroger, the 10 for 10, and we have Publix here in Huntsville, Alabama. All right. We have Publix here at the grocery store. And oftentimes they'll run a BOGO, buy one, get one. I love going to the store when I get my favorite products. I can get 2 for 1. Listen, do you like getting 2 for 1? I love getting 2 for 1. So I want my dollar. If the same dollar I would take to the store today, if I wait for tomorrow, that same dollar buys twice as much. That is what I mean by optimizing. Can my $1 buy more for me? Can my $1 make more money for me when I invest it? Can I get more for my dollar? When I go to a gas station, do they have a deal where I can get 10 to 25 cents off per gallon? Am I looking for those deals? I want my dollar to do more work for me. So when we optimize our finances, then we have more money left over. But we don't feel as if, here's the thing, we don't feel as if we're sacrificing. When my dollar buys more for me, I'm getting more of what I need, but I'm spending less of my money. How many of you would like to do that? I'm getting more of what I need, but I'm spending less of my money. So I'm going to put on the screen here, all right, our demo program. And I think you're going to like seeing it. Okay. We're going to put our demo on this. If you're new to the room, go to YouTube and search P.I.L.L method. So on a separate device, so you can see what we have on the screen. And right now I'm putting on the screen our opportunity cost calculator. All right. And the opportunity cost calculator, its whole function is to make sure, number one, that you manage your money. And I'm going to show you what John and Rebecca Jones are doing to manage their money and how they can save a ton of money and get out of debt here. So let me show you here. So when we take a look at their budget, I'm going to change some of these windows around. Years to pay off. Okay. When we look at their budget, John gets paid $950 every 2 weeks. And Rebecca gets paid weekly, and she makes $700 a week. So when you average that out for the year, it comes to $5,091. Okay. Now they put in all of their bills, and their bills average $3,759.51. So why do I say their bills average $3,700? Because we never really know how much our bills are going to be until the end of the month, because of I may spend more or less money for gas this month. I may spend more or less money for food or electricity. Those things that are variable in our finances, we don't actually know how much we're actually going to spend. We'll just put into the budget a good average, and that is good enough. Put into your budget a good average, and that's good enough, because now you need to have an idea that what's going to be left over is about $1,300. So in this case, it's $1,332.15. But if I know I have about $1,300 left over, now I can go back through my budget and take a look at it. I have $1,300. Do I have $1,300 left over because I'm not going anywhere? I'm not doing anything. I'm driving a 30-year-old car. I'm eating beans and rice every day. What am I doing to have that $1,300 left over? Or is the first thing I do with my money is to make sure I'm living a great lifestyle? Do I have a certain amount of money in my budget that I can call my own and spend any way I choose? All right. Listen, if you have a question, put it in. Good morning, Tori. Put it in the chat or come up to the stage. Tori, would you like to come to the stage? Sayo, Michelle, Freddie, Sheila, raise your hand, come to the stage, and just hang out for a while. Do you know that invites more people in when you do that? Go ahead and come to the stage. Okay. So Michelle says she's going to come up. All right. Come on up. All right. And Miss Michelle, do you have a question or a comment, or do you just want to hang out?
Good morning. I'm just going to hang out for now, but the moment I have a question, I will speak on it. So thank you for having me up.
And thank you for being here. I love it.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for all this value that you give every day. Most every day, but it's greatly appreciated. I'm still learning it all, trying to grasp it, so I can apply it for myself. But I thank you so much.
And you are welcome. You are welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, anybody else? So when she comes to the stage, the people that follow or are friends, all 305 have been notified that she's on this stage right now. And you might see some people come in. Miss Tori wants to come up. Miss Tori, how are you doing this morning? I'm inviting you up to the stage. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Did you have a question or a comment, or you just want to hang out?
I just came up to hang out, but I am getting a mortgage. I move into my house next week, so.
Oh my gosh! So listen, if you would like, we can use some of your information to teach about mortgages today, if you would like.
It's a small little one, but sure.
All right. We'll come back to that. So first of all, folks, here's what I'm showing on the screen. If you want to see what we're doing, go to YouTube. I'm going to copy the link, all right, and put it back into the chat here on Clubhouse. And if you can get on the secondary device, another phone, iPad, or another laptop or something, you can pull us up or go to YouTube and search for P.I.L.L Method, and you can see our live and you can see what we're doing. So here's what I need you to understand about John and Rebecca Jones. They have about $1,300 left over on average every month. And let me give you an idea of what's going on here. Okay. So John and Rebecca Jones, they're going to report to the program how much they're making and how much they're spending. So John gets $950 here. He's going to tell the program, and now they're going to pay their mortgage, and that's going to be subtracted from how much they owe. And they're going to subtract again the $200 for utilities, and then they're going to add back in the $700 paycheck for Rebecca. And look here. Do you see these little arrows? Here's the program saying, at this point, John and Rebecca, you have $100.90 in your checking account that you don't need for anything else. And it's going to ask them to move that money from checking into their savings account. It's like paying a bill. They're going to put that money in their savings account. Now, why don't they mind doing that? All right. Here's the first thing that you need when you are setting up any type of system for yourself, even if it's in a notebook, right? You don't have to have my system. You can get a notebook and do this. It just won't be as accurate or as powerful, but you can still do it on your own. Here's what you need to do. Here's what they did. All right. I'm going to go back into the budget and I'm going to show you something very important here. Okay. Okay, back into the budget. Do you see where it says unitemized budget? $1,300. Unitemized budget means I don't have a particular use for this money, but if I spend it, it's not going to hurt me because I can still pay off my 30-year mortgage, my car loan, and my credit card in 7.7 years. Okay, I need you to see this. They put into their budget that they can spend $1,300 monthly and still get out of debt in 7.7 years. Wow. It is important for you, ladies and gentlemen, to write down, to keep a budget, write down how much you're making and how much you're spending just to track it. So if you have an idea, what is my food budget for the month? How much am I spending on streaming services? How much am I spending here? How much am I spending there? So you subtract out, all right, and then put in there as number one, how much you're spending on yourself. Then you'll know how much money you really have left over after having a great lifestyle and paying your bills. It's important for you to feel good about working and paying bills. You want to feel good about paying your bills because guess what? You are your number one bill. You are your number one bill. Pay you. Okay? As you pay you. All right? Now, for those of you who are like me and others, giving is very important to what you do and how your finances work out. Okay? We actually give to church and other charities. All right. I don't consider that a bill. I consider that part of a sound financial plan. There's something that happens when you give. When you give, there's something about that happens that it comes back to you in several different ways. I can't really explain how that works. I just know that if you want a sound financial plan, learn how to give. Okay. So giving is part of your budget. Paying yourself is part of your budget. Now, after giving and paying yourself, now pay your bills. And then take the leftover money and put it into savings. Now, what can you do with that money that's left over in savings? And Tori, I'm going to come to you in just a minute here. I want to show you what they're going to be doing. Okay. And then I'm going to show you how it works. All right. So if you have an opportunity to get online and see my numbers, this is going to help you out greatly. Or you can come back and watch the replay. What John and Rebecca Jones are going to do is the program is saying, put money in savings, put money in savings. And then eventually, after we put money in savings, continue to put money in savings, put money in savings. Eventually, they're going to have enough money in their savings account to put on their debt. And here, the program says take money out of savings. Now, where did that money come from? It is important. It is important that you know that other systems out there are telling you, you come up with the right amount of money and you say how much you want to put on your debt every month. What you have to do then is take money out of your budget, cut yourself short, and then you put money, then you try to put that money on your debt. Let's say I'm going to put money on my debt every month, $500. I'm going to put it on my mortgage. Well, what happens in the month where you have some unexpected expenses and you don't put that $500 on your mortgage? You feel like a failure. You feel like I didn't keep my promise to myself or my family. And let me tell you something about that. You can only go through that so many times before you stop doing it altogether, because that feeling is a bad feeling. Okay. So now once we have that money set aside, and we put that money on, it says take that money out of savings and put it on the Visa and pay off the Visa all at once, all $2,020. We're just going to pay it off all at once because that money is sitting in my savings account. I'm not taking it. I'm not stealing money from my family and my family's ability to have some enjoyment in life. I save that money after giving, after spending money on ourselves, and after paying my bills. Anything that's left over goes into the savings. And when it saves up to enough, the program says take money out of your savings and put it on the debt. So when we do, I want to show you something here. It says you're going to save $1,000 right over here. You're going to save $1,845 in interest. You'll never have to pay Visa. You won't have to pay Visa $1,800 in interest because you took the time to have a little fun, pay your bills, take the excess money, put it in the bank, and eventually pay off the credit card. So we paid the credit card off. What else are we going to do this month? The credit card is paid off. So what are we going to do with it? Oh, we're going to put a little extra money on the mortgage. And where did that come from? It came out of savings. I didn't take it from my family's ability to have a vacation. I didn't take it from the Christmas fund. I didn't tell my kids I can't buy them a birthday present because I got to pay off the mortgage. I'm not telling my kids we can't afford something because I have to pay off my bills. I didn't tell them that. We put into the budget how much we can spend on family, and everybody is enjoying the ride. Okay? However you do that. And then we take the extra money and say, listen, I'm going to pay my mortgage here on the first of the month, pay the mortgage. And then let's see here. The program says wait 16 days, 15 days, and put an extra $548.05 on the mortgage principal. I mean, you follow this to the penny. The program is going to tell you to the penny how much to put on here. And because of that, $548.05, that's going to save me $2,705 in interest. I never have to pay the mortgage people because the program told me exactly how much to put on the debt. And guess what? John and Rebecca Jones still have about $5,000 in the bank. You know what my clients tell me? We're having a better time with our money because we put in to our budget how to save, how to have a good time. We're giving. That means we're in the cycle of giving and receiving, giving and receiving. You're putting yourself in that cycle. Okay. Also, we're putting money away to attack the debt with, but money is not going to the debt every single month. Maybe every other month or every 3 months, we're putting money on the debt, extra money on the debt, but it's coming out of savings. So it doesn't feel like a sacrifice. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could put money in savings and do what John and Rebecca Jones are doing here, by putting money in savings and periodically taking it out of savings and putting it on the debt and pay off, let me show you a $25,000 car, their $2,000 Visa, and their $200,000 mortgage at 6%, pay everything off in 7.7 years, and know they're going to save $179,000 in interest by doing that. Would it be easier to do that if the money came from savings after having fun and after paying your bills? Okay? Keep that in mind. So the very first thing, the key secret here is managing your money. Miss Tori, I'm coming to you now. Would you mind telling us a little bit about your mortgage? Is that okay? Because I can put the numbers right on the screen.
Yes.
Okay,
One
great.
second.
Okay. And it doesn't have to be exact. So we need to know about how much you are borrowing from the bank and your interest rate. That's all I need to know right now. It doesn't have to be exact.
All right. I have everything. So the actual loan amount is $120,156.
Oh, look at you. 100. Okay, now you're gonna give me all that detail. Let me go slow because I'm getting old.
Yeah, I talk fast too.
Okay, 100 and okay.
120, 156.
156. Any pennies?
No.
No pennies. Okay, 156. What is your interest
And
rate?
interest is 7.375.
7.375. It's a 30-year mortgage?
Yes.
Okay, so now what I'm going to figure here is just your principal and interest payment. I'm leaving the taxes and insurance out of this, okay? So what I get is $829.89 for your principal and interest payment.
Okay, it may have been around that.
Okay? So
yeah, monthly's more than that, but yeah.
Right. Well, it's not, but we're, like I said, we're subtracting out the taxes and insurance.
Okay.
Okay. Because taxes and insurance doesn't help you pay off your mortgage. All right. So here's how this first payment breaks down. Okay. Out of that 800 and some dollars, 91 of your dollars pays down your loan. The interest is $738.46. What do you think about that?
That's ridiculous.
Okay. Would you like to know what you can do about that?
Of course.
Okay. So, are you at the point where you can see my screen, or are you just listening?
I can. I have it on my other phone.
All right, great. So here's what we're doing. And I need you to work with me. All right. Let's just say you're going to make your very first payment in January, and we've made that payment where $91.43 went to principal, $738.46 went to interest. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So now your principal payment, just the principal payment for February, is how much money?
The principal for February is $91.99.
Okay, now let me ask you, do you have to wait till February to give the bank that $91.99?
No.
If you had it, could you give it to them in January?
Yes, I can.
All right. So when you do, I've already made my regular payment and paid interest. What if I gave that to them early? Do you know they have to subtract all of that money from how much you owe? And you're
The whole
paid,
row?
yeah, you're paid down the line too in January if you give them that $91.99 on top of that.
Okay.
Okay. So your next mortgage payment for February is actually on line 3. You got rid of all of line 2 for just $91.99. How do you feel about that?
That's good, because I spend that on stupid stuff.
Come
So
on
I'm
now.
sure I can do that.
Come on, Miss Tori. Talk to me. All right.
Mhm.
So now you got $737.90 in interest here on line 2. What happened to that money? What happened to that?
Disappeared.
It disappeared. You never have to pay that. Isn't that good to know?
Yes, it's great to know.
So now, here's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Learn the secret to P.I.L.L Method's 7-year mortgage payoff is this, Miss Tori.
Yes.
Manage your budget so that you can have a good time while you're working and paying your bills and having some fun. Take any excess money, put it away in savings, and every now and then take some of that money out of savings and apply it to the debt.
Okay.
Okay, now let me show you here. I'm looking at column 3 and column 4. That's cumulative principal and cumulative interest. If you want to play around with this on your own, now this is online. Okay.
Okay.
This is from Brett Whistle. So what I'm going to do, all right, I'm going to take, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in the chat where I got this from. So everybody can play around with Brett Whistle and do this for yourself. And the reason why we use this amortization calculator is because we get to see how much the bank wants to charge us for our money. We lose track of that. That's number 2 in the system. Stop losing track of how much you're spending on interest. Okay. Don't lose track of that. So in 1 year, if we add up all the principal payments for 1 year, all these $90 payments, it comes to $1,135.04. Okay. If we add up all the interest payments for 1 year, what does it come to?
The 8,000 right there, 8,823.
So do you think? I can't hardly get it out. Do you think that's too much to pay the bank to pay your loan down by $1,100?
It's ridiculous. It's actually kind of sad.
Okay. So here's my next question to you. Because if we have an idea of how much money we have left over and we're still having fun, it won't take us very long to save up a pretty nice chunk of money, right? Okay. So this $1,135.04, do I have to pay that in 12 monthly installments?
No.
What if I save this money up? If I saved it up, okay, and I just used part of my savings, $1,135 of my savings, just part of my savings.
Takes a year off.
It takes a whole year off.
Really?
A whole year off your mortgage.
And
if you put that on line one, well, let me show you. All right. I know it's kind of hard. So right now, I'm going to put in where you started in my calculator.
Okay.
120,000. Okay. 156. And thank you for doing this, by the way. All right.
Of course.
And for doing this, what you're going to do is you're going to find me on Instagram. All right. Click on my Instagram and message me your address. I'm going to send you my book autographed for free.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I need it.
Listen,
I need it.
Listen, I'm not even going to charge you the shipping and the handling like they do on the infomercials.
I appreciate that. Of course.
Okay.
Look, I was just telling my mom about you the other day because I saw you last week.
Oh, well, thank you. All right. So we got 120,156. All right. I got that in on my calculator. I'm going to scroll back down here. All right. So let me bring my calculator back up. And we're going to subtract all at once 1,135.04. So we're going to subtract $1,135.04. Boom, like that. Okay, it comes to $119,020.96. Isn't that the same thing that's right here on line 12? Yeah. So you can pay the bank this money in $90 amounts every single month, but every time you do that, you got to give them $700. Or
I have a question.
Go right ahead with your question.
So if I were to, would it be good to do a lump sum a year, or is it better to pay that off monthly?
So I tell you what, we don't want to do it once a year.
No.
We want to do it when it makes sense for you. Okay. So the third thing we learn when it comes to getting out of debt is there is no one amount, there is no 1 month, there is no one day to do this on.
Okay.
We want to optimize our finances. We want to optimize our interest savings, and we want to optimize how much money we put on the debt. Meaning, because my bills are constantly changing, electricity changes, what I pay for food changes, what I pay for entertainment changes, based on how much money I actually have, then the right amount and the right month and the right day of the month are always changing because there's a lot of math involved. Okay. And I'll give you an example of that in just a second. Okay. So if I have 1135.04, I can apply that all at once. I'm paid down to here in 1 month. I could be paid down to here in January, couldn't I? If I did that.
Yeah.
My next mortgage payment would be on what line of this schedule then?
13.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now February's payment. So you still have a February payment, but it's way down here.
Oh yeah.
What happened to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12? Gone.
For sure.
For giving them the same amount of money, but you choose when to give it to them. Okay.
That's crazy.
I know it's crazy. And listen, you've been on the earth a couple of years. Okay.
A good bit.
A little bit. All right. Has anybody ever taught you this in school?
Not at all.
Not at all. It's not taught anywhere in school. Not anywhere. So
I sell cars. I was trying to look at that for that too.
All right. You sell cars?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, you can help. Listen, give me a call, and one of these days I'll go over how you can sell cars for more money and not let and people come in and try to beat you up on the price. Okay. They want a certain amount off their car, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay. So does it matter where they get it off? If I can save I want to save $1,000 when I buy this car. Okay. But if they take it off the price, then that hurts commission, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
What if they take that $1,000 off of interest?
And it would help me for sure.
There you go, my sister.
Because I need it right now, especially in the house.
They just want $1,000 off. Show them how they can get $1,000 off their interest.
Exactly.
And then they'll leave your commission alone.
I would hope so.
Come on, let's talk about it. I think we should do we should do a show on sales and how salespeople can make more money.
Do it.
All right. So now if we do this, we are able to save $8,000 in interest for doing the same thing. How about that? And eventually, by saving up money and applying it to the debt, saving up money and applying it to the debt, then if we focus there, what happens when we're trying to save up some money? What happens if your expenses are a little higher one month? And because you work on commissions are a little lower one month.
Yes, I know.
Okay. You know. Okay.
You don't have to pay that extra.
You don't have to because you didn't save it up yet.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't feel bad because you didn't put anything on this month.
Not at all.
You only put extra on when it hits a certain amount.
Okay.
And then you put it on, and then you feel good about the fact that I just put this on and saved, knocked off a year and saved $8,000 in interest I don't have to pay.
That is so crazy.
Isn't it something?
I keep saying it.
It is. It is. And so that's what our program actually does. Okay. Now, if you'd like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you. Okay. I'm going to put my link at the top. ICE, the number 10, K.com. Okay. ICE10K.com. That's my link. If you click on that link, you will see how you can get a savings and earnings report. I'm also going to put it on the screen here. All right. So ICE, I clicked it. Looks like I can't even type. ICE10K.com. All right. And underneath the picture here of Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip hop preacher who paid off his loan in record time with using the P.I.L.L method. How about that? Okay. All right. And underneath it says get a savings and earnings report. You click on that and it says get your savings and earnings report for free. How would you like to know, even before you close on your loan, the month, day, and year you can be debt free on not just your mortgage, but all of your debt? And we'll give you the free report.
I'm filling it out right now.
Look at you. You're going to get the free report and a free book. Look at you.
Oh, I'm on a roll. Great morning.
Great morning. Okay. What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. I love Pennsylvania. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Has its ups and downs.
There you go. There you go. So that's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at how we can optimize our interest savings by managing the one thing that is the secret to all of this. And the banks have been instrumental in getting us to the point where we stop managing our money and put in place electronics, email, texting. We're going to tell you that your balance is too low. You need to move some money into your checking account so that you won't be overdrawn and we'll hit you with more penalties. Okay? So that's been a big deal for the bank, these penalties. So if we start checking, so even if you write it down in a notebook, how much you're making and how much you're spending, then you'll know when you could put extra money in savings to get ready to put money on debt. Lord have mercy. Miss Tori, do you have any other questions for me this morning?
I do not. That was very helpful, and I appreciate everything you just told me.
All right. So listen, don't forget to send us your. Now, my assistant is going to hear me because she knows that I have a tendency to forget.
I'm just like that. I get it.
All right. She's going to make sure that I get your book out right away.
Okay. I'm going to send you that message as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Tori. Listen, if you have another opportunity to ask a question, please open the mic and say so. Listen, anybody else in the audience want to come up and talk about what we just talked about? Listen, it is important. It is so important. It's simple, but it's profound. The key to managing your debt, the key to the P.I.L.L method 7-year mortgage payoff is number one, manage your money. Know how much money you're making, know how much money you're spending, and then know how much money you can put away in your savings account to attack the debt. Lord have mercy. How simple is that? Most of our clients pay off in 7 to 9 years. Let me give you a little taste of what it means for some of these clients. I'm going to put some things on the screen, small mortgages and big mortgages, and I'm going to show you how this has worked for others. Okay. And one of these ladies is a single mom. I'm just not going to tell you which one. She was so worried about the fact, would she be able to provide the same level of comfort for her children after moving out of the family house and moving into her own house with her children. She didn't want to go to an apartment. She wanted to go to a house. Okay. So let me put a few of these on here. So I'm going to open this up and slide this over so you guys can see this. All right. Boom. All right. Let's bring this over. All right. Bring this over on the screen. Open it up. All right. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. What we have is a mortgage of $204,000 for 30 years. The interest rate was at 4%. Okay. 4%. And instead of 30 years, they're going to be out of debt in 7.5. Instead of 143,000 spent to manage their debt, they're only going to spend 41,000 to manage their debt. Folks, that's over $100,000 in interest savings. Look at that. Okay? Look at that. How about this one? How about this one? This is one a situation where we have $688,000 total. $688,000. The bank wants $320,741 in interest. We're going to get this down to $80,661. Okay, let me make this a little bigger because it looks small on my screen. So I'm gonna get it bigger on your screen. Okay, $320,000 the bank wants in interest. This family is going to be able to pay only $80,000. Now, when you look at the amount of interest they will pay, and if you try to figure that out, what interest rate would they have to have on this debt to only pay $80,661 in interest? They would have to have an interest rate of 0.75, less than 1%. That's called the effective interest rate. That's what we do for folks. 0.75 they would have to have. You can't borrow money like that. All right. I turn 7% interest rates into 1 or 2%, Tori. I don't care about 6 or 7%. I really don't. By the time we get through with it, that's going to be another surprise for you. Okay. Look at this. So that's a $240,000 interest savings. That's 75% off. Okay. So now you can treat your bank just like you do Belk's or any other department store where you buy your clothes and you listen and you love a good sale. You don't pay retail for the clothes. Stop paying retail for your money. Get it at 75% off. All right. There you go. Here's one. Here's another one. And here's what I love about this part. Here's what I love about this part. On a 156, oh, look at this, 156,000. All right. That is almost like yours, Tori. Let's see. You had 120,000. All right, that's close enough. All right, let's bring that back. 156,000. Okay. $156,000 at 4% in the first 5 years. In the first 5 years, this loan will be paid down by $14,949, but the bank would charge $29,000 in interest. Okay. On Miss Tori's loan, in the first 5 years, we're going to go down to 60 months. This is what the bank wants from her. Pay the loan down by $6,600, but the bank wants her to pay $43,000 in interest. Okay. $50,000 paid out. She gets $6,600. Working with us, that's not going to happen. Even if she watches the videos and gets the book for free, she's not going to pay that. Okay. She's not going to pay all that interest. Not anymore, because she knows she's learning how to read an amortization schedule. Okay. So now let's go back. Instead of paying 112,000, look at this, and paying off in 30 years. How about just paying 28,000 and be done in 6.7 years? How about that? I love it. 28,000 and being out of debt in 6.7 years, instead of giving the bank 112,000 in interest, it's going to take them 30 years because of that. The key to doing this is managing your finances. People ask me all the time, Don, how are you able to do this? Number one, because we don't know how much interest you can actually save, okay, when you prepay. But everybody asks me, Don, where do I get the extra money? You don't need extra money. It's already there in your budget. You can have a good time. Listen, have a good time spending money on yourself. Learn how to give, pay your bills, put money away for savings, and then attack the debt. There you go. You're going to be able to grow your savings at the same time you're paying off your debt in 6 or 7 years. Your savings is going to grow at the same time you're paying off your debt. How are you able to do that? Because we've learned how to manage and track our finances. The very thing that the bank wanted to take away from you, by taking away the check register, we're adding back in. We're adding an electronic check register back in that prompts you when to put money in savings and prompts you when to take it out and put it on the debt. To save the maximum amount of interest. Listen, do we have something else? Let me bring up another one. Okay, so we're on this one. Did we do this one already? Oh no, we haven't done this one yet. Okay, so this is a total of 237,000. Now they were already into their mortgage when they met us. They only had 28 years, 8 months left. 28 years, 8 months left, but they still had $161,000 in interest left to pay. This is how much interest they've already paid. Okay, in the first 14 months on this loan, they paid their loan down by $3,844. All right. $3,844, and they paid $10,000 in interest in the first 14 months. In the first 60 months, here's how much the bank would want in the first 5 years: $41,000 in interest. I need you to key in on this number. If these folks had kept going on the way they were going without understanding managing their finances, they would have given the bank $41,000 in interest in the first 5 years. Let me show you how devastating this number really is when you see what's going to happen. They're only going to spend $70,000 to pay off the whole thing in 10.3. The bank wanted $40,000 in just the first 5 years. but they're going to spend just $70,000 to get out of debt in 7.3 instead of the $161,000 the bank wants them to pay. Isn't that great? Okay. Oh man, that's why we love what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we love what we do. And I'm not going to keep you extra long today, but I just wanted you to know that you can, going into the new year, if all you can do, you don't even have to pay us for a consultation. If all you can do is get yourself a notebook, write down how much money you're making and how much your money you're spending. But here's where you start. Start with giving and start with paying yourself some money so you can have a little enjoyment in life. Start there when you're figuring out how much your bills are for the month. Start there, and you're setting yourself up for success. Those two things. How much can I give? And how much am I going to spend on my family? Pay the rest of the bills. How much is left over? Put that in your savings account. Boom. And then attack the debt from the savings account when you get a certain amount of money. Okay? If you want to know exactly what to do and when, that's when you call us. If you want to know exact, if you want to know optimum, if you want to save the most money, give us a call. We'll help you with that. Okay? But if you just want to do it on your own and save something, do something. Write it down. Give, pay yourself, pay the bills, put the rest in savings, and attack your debt. Love, love. Listen, okay, Sharon M. Jones, listen, you know I got to put that on the screen. She says, love the start, Don. Okay. You know why Sharon loves the start? Good, because Sharon believes in tithing. Don't you, Sharon? Listen, folks, if you believe in tithing, all right, put a number 1 in the chat right now. Put a number 1 in the chat or on if you believe in tithing. All right. All right. I got to put a number 1 in the chat because I believe in tithing. Giving is important, ladies and gentlemen. It teaches us how not to be selfish, and it gets us into that flow. Donnie Breeze put a number 1 in there. Come on, Mr. Donnie Breeze. I love it. We're going to put a number 1 in. I'm putting a number 1 in. There we go. All right. Pill Method's got a number 1. All right. Tori's got a number 1. Okay. I see the number 1s. Listen, giving and paying yourself and then pay your bills. Lord have mercy. You're setting yourself up for massive success. And then if you want to supercharge it, get the Pill Method opportunity cost calculator. And we want to know, well, Don, how do I pay for that? Well, all the interest you don't pay the bank pays for the program. Isn't that good? All the interest that the bank is charging you right now, they're not going to get. Ha! Use that. I'll show you how to get the bank to pay for your program. I'll show you how to get the bank to pay for it. How's that? All right. So here's what we're going to do. All right. It's 15 minutes after the hour. And so what we're going to do now is just go over 3 things that you can do to help yourself. In Bolin says, number 1, she believes in tithing too. Come on with the tithing. Okay. Tithing offering. Very important. Very important. Because listen, if you understand giving and receiving is very important. Let me tell you why. I'll just give you one example. We give carbon dioxide. When we breathe out, we give carbon dioxide to the plants. Okay? What do the plants give us in return? We receive oxygen from them. Oh, listen, Dottie Bree says, found you on No Stingy podcast. It's your listen. I appreciate you, Mr. Donnie Breeze. Look, he says he saw us on. I'm putting that on the screen. Donnie Breeze says, found you on No Stingy Energy podcast. that was with Brian and O'Neill. Okay, it's and my content was great. Thank you so much for that, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So listen, once you understand giving and receiving, you can't have one without the other. Okay, you can't always give and not receive. You can't always receive and not give. Okay, doing one is not enough. You got to do both. So don't neglect to receive. Do you know you take yourself out of the box? You take yourself out of the system when you don't receive correctly? Oh man, you got to receive. Receive, give, and receive. All right. And you will do well financially. All right. So I just need you to focus on this right now. Okay. These three things. We're going to go back to my 10K card. All right. ICE10K.com. When the first thing you need to do is when you get there, you see this previous and next. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 short videos here. So watch those short videos. All right. ICE10K.com, ICE10K.com. And if we go here, we can also see, get your savings and earnings report. Get your savings and earnings report. Click on that. Get your savings and earnings report. That way you can know the month, day, and year you could be debt free by using our system. And let's see how we can get your bank to pay for it. It's a lifetime program. How about that? Okay. So now when we go back, a lot of you have heard something that you like. All right. And I'm giving my book away. To Miss Tori. She's getting a book if she reaches out to us on my Instagram, gives us our address. We're going to send her the book. So, but you can click here. It says buy my book down here on the card. Buy the book. And the name of the book is The P.I.L.L Method, a better way to eliminate debt. And that's me. All right. And it's the only book that even begins to talk about this subject on Amazon. It is not an ABC 1, 2, 3. It is not a step-by-step approach to getting out of debt. It is helping you to understand where this idea comes from, how the bank makes their money, and how you can defeat it, and the tools you will need to get out of debt optimally. Okay? It's more about understanding the process. It is not a step-by-step guide, because I can't give you a step-by-step guide. Do you know why? Because each person that's listening to me, either live or the replay, you all have different needs. So you need a program that's built around your needs, that's going to be specifically designed for you. That's what we do at the P.I.L.L Method. We give you a program that's specifically designed for you, not for your brother, not for your mother, not for your cousin, not for your neighbor next door. So we're not like, Miss Orman or Mr. Ramsey. They give you everybody the same bit of advice. No. We give you a program that is designed for you. All right. That's what we do here. So get the book. That'll help you to understand that part. Okay. Now, what's next? Very important. I would love to be able to talk to everybody, to get everybody out there. So everybody would, go to the YouTube and watch the videos. Okay. We have over 7,500 people who have subscribed so far. How do we get all of those subscribers? Because of you. You're telling people about the program. But if you tell people about it, I want you to benefit. So click on becoming affiliate, and it takes 15 seconds to fill this out. Put your name, put your name, put your phone number, put your email address, and tell us how you want to get paid. Anywhere from $300 to $3,000 a month. And all you're doing is sharing the YouTube channel with people who want to, pay off their debt faster and easier and cheaper. Okay. If you find somebody who wants to do something better in life with their finances, then send them to the YouTube channel. Call them back within 48 hours. Ask them if they want more information. And when they say yes, then you go back to the ICE 10K card, scroll down underneath my picture and click on where it says refer a friend. You refer your friend, you fill out their information, put their name, their phone number, their email in, their zip code, your name and number, because you're the one that referred them to us, and tell us a little bit about them right here. Okay. And then hit submit. When you hit submit, that goes to us, and then we'll get that. Now, when you hit submit, either on refer a friend, when you hit submit on becoming an affiliate, you will not get an instant reply. Okay. Nothing happens. But we did receive it. When you become an affiliate, about a week later, you will get a welcome email from us with instructions about a week later. Okay, there you go. And then when you hit submit here, usually within 24 hours, one of my assistants will contact you, get more information about this referral that you sent us, and then we'll give the referral a call. Once they become a client, then we'll pay you. Depending on how many clients you send us in a month, it could be anywhere from 300 to 3,000 in a month. So get a little extra Christmas money. All right. And there you go. That's what we have for you today, folks. All right. It wasn't, I realize it wasn't earth shattering, but it is so important. It's so important because I got all these check registers here. Because the check register was removed from our financial system, it helped for us to lose track of how much money we're making and how much money we're spending. And because of that, leads to lifelong debt because we have no idea how much money we have. Once you focus there on managing your finances and getting optimal financial management, then you're able to get everything you want in life, and you'll be able to have more money for purchasing, more money for investing, more money to enjoy your family, more money to buy more house, more money to pay for your kids' education, more money to give, more money because you're going to be able to do more with less because you started to optimize your finances. So that's what I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back here Friday, though. I'll be back Friday with more information. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be on Thursday night on Living Manna. All right. Living Manna, a broadcast, MANNA. Let me put that on the screen for you guys. And simultaneously on Power of the Lamb. Okay. Simultaneously on Power of the Lamb. Let me put my flyer up for that so you guys can tune into that tomorrow night. All right. And we're going to be on at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Mountain, and 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And the title of this series is Money Answers All Things. We're in the midst of an 8-week series with this online church, and we've had a very good time. We have 2 sessions left, but the other sessions are still up so that you can go back and watch those. So Money Answers All Things, bridging faith and finance through stewardship. Bridging faith and finance through stewardship. That's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. And we're going to be focusing in on the opportunity cost calculator and how it goes into saving us a ton of interest, that we can use that interest to do other things with, like invest in our families and invest in our churches, that sort of thing. So we're going to be able to see how we can invest in missions, taking money that used to go to the bank. Oh, how about that? I absolutely going to be loving that. So remember, it is Living Manna, go to YouTube or Facebook and look up Living Manna. Manna is spelled M-A-N-N-A, Living Manna Church. You can find them on YouTube and Facebook, or Power of the Lamb in Ministries. You can find them on YouTube and Facebook as well. We're going to be on tomorrow night. You don't want to miss that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for being here. Tori, don't forget to reach out. All right. So, Mr. Johnson, thank you. Marie, thank you. Sale, thank you. Jovetta, thank you. ESP, thank you. And thank you. And everybody else who's online with us, thank you for being here. And Mr. Donnie Breeze, I so appreciate you for finding us on No Stingy Energy, and then coming to show up for my show today. I appreciate you guys. So have a good rest of the day. All right. Enjoy your Wednesday, and know that we have, let me get this off the screen. And hold on. I want to say goodbye to you face to face. There we go. All right. I want to say goodbye to you face to face, and we're going to take this off. All right. Oh, we got somebody else that wanted to come up to the stage. Ann, did you want to come up before we get out of here? Nope, she just wanted to say hi. Okay, Ann, that's quite all right. Next time, come on up to the stage, and we will let me put this here. There we go. There I am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We're going to get out of here, but I want you to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas first, and what he did to make his wife feel so much better and safer by using strategies from the P.I.L.L method. So we're going to hear from E.T. the hip hop preacher right about now. Let's hear from him.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.